Hi, welcome to Art Draw. Today we're going to draw Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, also featuring Fortnite at the moment. We're going to draw a full body picture of Scorpion. We're going to draw him looking over this way, so arms over this way, legs over here. So I'm going to go to the top, right up to about here. What I'm going to do is draw the top of his head. So I'm going to go from about this point here, and what I'm going to do is a curve sort of from this point. Let's head back to the top of his head, go all the way back over here. Keep going along the back here and down like that. And then what I will do is just continue this line, just go down here where the jaw is, so it goes down this way here. Right, now I've got that in, it's like the top area of his mask. It's going to draw his eyebrows will pop out just a little bit, sort of come forward a bit, and then down to the nose area about here. What we do have here, we have this border going around the face like that. And then we've got the mask area here. So what I can do, just continue out from this edge here, just come forward and bring it down and then back where the chin is here towards the jaw area like that. Then we're just going to head upwards. This is like the yellow part, the front part of his mask. Then you just come up this way. Then where we've got a little gap here, I'm going to come down to the right, or down this way here, and then pop it up, diagonal sort of join up there. Okay. Just going to head around, just border the edges here a little bit, like that. The mask sort of comes up, sort of like a point up here, like this way. Then on this yellow part of the sort of the front part, kind of comes around like that, and there's just a little dink in there, so it's starting to look a little bit more like Scorpion's head looking this way. Let's pop an eyebrow in. So going to this area here, just gonna sort of come from this point here, just sort of come along, sort of stern eyebrow, coming around here, pop it down like that. Then what we can do is just draw a nice little oval, and one underneath, just a little oval curve there, having looking sort of this way, straight on. There we go, there we are. Starting looking like Scorpion now, that's the head kind of sorted. Right, now let's go down, let's work out, I think the shoulder area is next. So coming out on the right here, got the shoulders coming down this way. So from that chin, I'm gonna bring my pen down. I'm gonna come outwards this way, like that. And then there's a little band, just like that. It pops out from the shoulder area and then just comes downwards this way, and then we'll just draw it piped coming down that way there, okay? Right, over on this side, there's a slight bit of neck, so I'm gonna actually pop that in. There's a little bit of neck that comes down here into his tunic, and then it kind of comes to a V point, I suppose, about there. So I'm gonna draw from that neck point, tunic area comes down this way here, and I'm just going to draw a little clipped area there. It's kind of piped, so just draw the band of that there. And then coming from underneath the chin, sort of this area, probably about here, just going to continue this line through here like that and around. And then there's another one coming along here, comes around this way, sort of down this point here. Right, just join that up there. So I've got that nice sort of V point. The neck area sort of creases in because it's cloth. And now I've got that in, what I can do is sort of draw the next part of the shoulder area, which pops out this way. So from here, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna pop the shoulder area here, like that. Then again, I'm gonna draw this little sort of lip, comes up, just there. Then I'm gonna come downwards here to about this point. So I'm just gonna, on the outer edge, bring my pen down to a point here, and on the inner part, just bring that in, just taper it and join it up. There we go. Okay, now I've got that bit in. What I'm gonna do, probably get this arm in here. So it's got his arm coming out here to an elbow and going into the tunic area there. And then once I've got that done, I can probably continue some of the other elements of the tunic. So what I'm going to do is come here and draw it's kind of like his shoulder, so that his skin area of his shoulder. So come down from that tunic area to about this point. What I'm going to do now is just do a curve for that shoulder muscle. Then I'm going to come down to about this point. So it's going to come outwards here where the tricep is and down like that. And now what he's got his kind of forearm shoulder pads here. So come out from the edge here. I'm going to just draw outwards here and draw a nice curve around here where his elbow is there. And then right here I'm going to bring it up like this. On this area here I'm just going to go along this way, nice straight area there. Now I'm going to curve around here and then join up. Okay, it's a little bit of detail going on. It's more of a sort of padded armor area at the top here. So I'm going to just bring out a diagonal there and then join it in to the edge there. Little triangle element sort of here, and then another little band that kind of comes down here. So these are like the yellow elements. Draw another little one there. And now what I can do is start looking at the hand. So he has got, it's almost like a triangle V area just on his upper hand area. And this comes upwards this way like this, comes down here and sort of bands around that hand. Join it up, there's actually a little triangular element on it, so I'm just going to draw that in there. And now I've got the hand, so it's coming straight up this way. So from probably the lower point, I'm gonna bring my pen up nice and steady, draw the little finger there. Then his next finger sort of comes up here, down, the main middle finger there, and then we have got the forefinger here, just come in this way here, and we'll just V this area there, like that, okay? We've got that in like that. Okay, now I've got that in, I can continue the tunic. So on this side, I'll just join up those little points there. It comes down here from the hand, so I'm gonna just draw my tunic down to about the belt area there. And on this side, I'm gonna come down, or draw to about that point there, so it sort of tapers in. Let's pop the belt in, so that comes, just pop your pen out and come around this area here, pop it out either side, just draw a line down and then we'll join that up. So nice line joining that up there. Okay, we have this area here, sort of these wider portions with the yellow blocks on either side here. So there's a line that comes down here, sort of brings it down through the tunic, tapers in there, and we'll just draw another little line in there. And then we've got one that comes down from here, so it kind of comes in this way to the hand point and then continues down here, sort of tapers in there. And then what I can do is just draw in another line along these points here. I might just fill those lines in. Okay, like that. Okay, there's some yellow sort of rounded corner pads on these points. So what I'm going to do is draw one in here. So there's one sort of coming around here, just sort of tapers around inside the area just drawn. So one there, I guess one coming down here, and another one just on the edge here, sort of coming down this way and around like that. And what I will do, just go around the edges of these, just little light touch lines for details around the edges of them. There we go. And we'll do the same on the other side. So we've got one at the top on this side, so I'm gonna come downwards here, taper it in and up there. One that kind of goes into the hand area here, so just draw a few little lines there, and then the main one sort of here, come in here, around and bring it up there. And again, I'm just going to draw in a few little edge lines around it. Nice little bit of detail around these points. Like that. Okay, good. Right, now I've got that in. Let's do this arm here. So this arm's coming out this way and down here. So I'm going to draw muscle area here. So I'm going to draw the shoulder point, probably from about this point. Nice boulder shoulder there. Probably got a tricep element here. And then in the inner part here, probably got a little curve for the muscle there. Draw the bicep coming down here. Crease the arms around there. And it sort of pops down a bit. Just draw it out from here and in. Right, now I've got the armoured front part. So this is like the forearm area. So I'm gonna draw a curve down there, just in a bit. And then we've got around here, bring your pen out, come straight down here, line out here, and then we're gonna bring it back up, just chip it off there. And then we're almost gonna draw a little triangle in there, a little yellow band in this point, and then we're going to taper it in down to about here where there's another little yellow chip there. We're now going to draw the little V around his hand, so that I guess comes out a little bit there, and then down and up, and in there we're going to pop triangle, and then we've got his hand or his fist clenched. So from this point here I'm going to draw the thumb just poking out, and then we're just going to draw the knuckles of his fingers there, and then the remainder of those going around there behind that point there. In here there's just a tiny bit of detail to add. We're just going to draw up, around and down like that. And actually this one's got one as well over this side, hasn't it? So just going to come out here, just sort of draw in a little bit there. I think these little bits I might colour in black in a moment. Okay, let's do the legs for Scorpion. So first of all, his tunic comes down this way. So what I am going to do is just grab my pen, probably about this point here. I'm going to draw down there and about here. Just draw in here and join up. And then what I am going to do is draw like a piper line around it like that. Okay. Right, now I've got that on, I can work out where his legs are going to be. So this leg here is coming down out this way. So from the part here, I'm going to just bring out the thigh down to any area fairly straight there. The inner part is probably going to come out from here. Just taper it in a bit there to the knee. The knee, I guess it must be about this point. And then I'm just going to widen it out ever so slightly here. Then there's some armour going around the leg, so I'm going to just draw a nice band around that. And there's armour on the shin here, so what happens is it comes outwards from this band, like that, and then comes downwards either side there, just join that up. Got another one of these little sort of blocks in the armour there, so I'm just gonna draw in a couple of these lines here. There's almost like a little V element just at the top there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just draw around here where the calf muscle would be, and around here at that point, and let's just colour those in. It's like attached to that armour like that, so you just block that in there. Then he's got his foot coming out this way, so the heel probably comes out around here, curve around there, and then we come to the toe area, comes out around there and up, and then comes out and around and back up there again, okay? So you've got that funny little toe area that he has on Scorpion. Just up here, there's a little bit more sort of yellow banding, so I'm gonna bring my pen down there, curve it up and around there. And then on this side, his leg's gonna go, knees gonna be about here, around here with the shin, and then his foot's gonna be about this point, right? So let's do the outer part. Let's go from about this point here. I'm gonna bring my pen out, this thigh muscle there to his knee, knees about there and in. Then we're gonna go to the corner of his leg, so that's gonna come guess what, this way to a crease point here. Now, his calf muscle comes around this way and in here to the heel. As we come down here, he's got this armor on, so I'm just going to do a line like that, and then I'm going to come down fairly straight like this, back, diagonal out and in, and then I'm just going to band that again, kind of like there and maybe here. Just fill those in. And in here he's got like this little element again, so I'm going to line up there, line up here, join that up, and there's like a little V element there for Scorpion. Knees, I guess, just draw a little bit in there. Maybe there's like a little bit of sort of muscle actually over the side, just sort of giving him a bit of detail. And then I've got the foot, haven't I? So come out this way. So I've drawn this heel area. I'm going to come down here, curve in and out. Then you've got this first little toe area. Then we come out a bit more, second toe area. Bring your pen up and around like that. And then we've got this other element here that comes in. So I'm going to just draw down like that and up there. Cool, okay, that's pretty cool. What I might do now is just add a little bit more sort of detail. I think in this belt, I'm going to just draw a couple of lines in like that. And what I might do is just get my chisel pen and I'm just going to colour in the black area around here. So just got a lot of black elements on Scorpion, but I don't want to lose some of the detail. So what I might do is when I colour it in, I'm going to colour in the sort of darker areas with a bit of a grey, so we can still keep the nice little pieces of detail around our skin. And on this side, we're just going to block in these bits. It's quite nice just to have a little bit of variance going on. And there we go. That is Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, also featuring Fortnite. Hope you like what you see. Let me know who else to draw in the comments, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye for now.